Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a really quick halo braid. Now the first thing you want to grab is your comb or whatever you're using to part your hair. Sometimes I use a pen, you know, it's up to you, whatever. But the first thing you want to do is make a super deep side part. Now I really don't think it matters what side your part is, whichever side you're comfortable with braiding more should be the bigger side, I think. Now this is just a way that I found that it was super easy to keep all my hair kind of in place while I'm doing the braid, because while you're doing the braid around your head, it could get a little bit, some flyaways could get, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. Anyway, now here I'm just sectioning off my bang area and leaving it all to one side and just brushing the back straight back. And then I'm going to be bringing my comb straight down the back so I can have two even sections, sorry. And then I'm just going to be tying up one side so I can start on the smaller section. Now the reason I'm going to be starting on the smaller section is because the braid from the larger section is going to kind of overlap the other one, so make sure you start on the smaller section. Now I'm trying to make sure my hair is as detangled as possible, which it looks pretty detangled to me, but you know, I'm just brushing it just to do it. And then here I'm gonna grab my Softee beeswax. It's just a hair conditioner, not a conditioner, but it just conditions and seals your hair, I guess, and it just makes your hair really shiny, and I just wanted a shiny braid, so that's what I'm doing here. Now here I decided to do my edges. Now I didn't do it with gel, and I just did it with the Softee. Now this was a big mistake because while I was braiding, my edges obviously got messed up, and some of them got pulled into the braid, and you know, some of them just got messed up, period. But it's okay because I don't like my edges to look super sleek down and like laid for this hairstyle. I think it looks better, like more natural and just, you know, brushed out. So I was okay with it. I just fixed them at the end again. But here I am just going to be trying to mold my baby hairs and kind of pull them out the way almost. I recently trimmed some of my baby hairs so they could lay down better. That's how you know you're obsessed with your baby hairs. I think it's so funny how I'm like working super hard to get nice and neat baby hairs for them to just get messed up. But I didn't know at this point, so let's just watch me do my baby hairs. I would definitely recommend to do your baby hairs first, because sometimes your braid overlaps and kind of like sits on top of your baby hairs a little bit. So definitely do them first, and definitely use gel. Even if you don't want them super sleek and everything, you need gel because they're going to get pulled into your braid if you don't have them like really laying down. Okay, now that I am finally done, I'm just gonna retie this side because it was kind of getting loose, and like I said, I feel like it was super important to keep your each ponytail, I guess, whatever, out of the way. So now I'm just gonna grab a small section from the top, and I'm gonna section it into 3 and then start braiding. Now if you don't know how to French braid, I think this is a French braid. Some people tell me it's a Dutch braid, but you know, who cares? If you don't know how to French braid, it's really easy. Just grab a small section and section it into 3, and then as you go down, add more hair into the 2 outer sections and just keep twisting towards the middle. Now if that didn't make sense, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of videos on how to do a French braid, but it's really easy once you practice a little bit. So you're just going to be bringing the braid towards the back of your head. This part you don't really have to This is like, I feel like this is just the easiest part because you're just bringing this small section of hair to the back of your neck. And then now once you get to the back, you're just gonna take that and stop right once you get to the back of your neck, and then take out your hair from the other side. And now you're gonna start blending that braid into the next section. Now how you do that is super easy. You just, right where you stopped, you just start adding hair again and just continue braiding. Now here is where your hair starts to get really thick and it just feels a little clumpy, so make sure if you need to, you brush it out. And what I realized is that once I got to the opposite side of where I started, I needed to brush my hair forward so I could have it laying down like right where I want to take it from when I'm braiding. That made it a whole lot easier because I was starting to really sweat at this point, like all that hair in my face, and I was really trying to focus. Now, I don't like my braid super tight because I feel like it just loses the whole like fluffy braid feeling to it. But if you like your hair tighter, you definitely could do it tighter. Just make sure you try and braid as evenly in the middle or as evenly around your head as you can. You definitely don't want like your braid to be all the way up on one side and then like hanging on the other, so try your best to keep that in mind. Okay, now that I am finally at the end of braiding, as you can see, my hair is thinner here because I do have layers, so that was something that played into the whole way I parted my hair. But I'm just gonna finish braiding all the way down on this section. Now I didn't braid all the way to the bottom because I'm gonna be tucking the ends in because they're so thin. But now is your chance to fluff your braid out. Some people like to fluff while they're braiding, but I feel like that just makes everything too complicated. So I'm fluffing my hair out and trying to like pull the parts that are a little bit tighter and even out the parts that just look kind of, I don't know, a little jumbled up maybe. Okay, so now you see where your braid is going to be meeting at. So on that part where you started at, you want to make sure your braid is nice and fluffy, the braid that you're adding to it and the braid that you started with, because you want it to kind of blend and make it look like, you know, like you can't tell where you started your braid at. Okay, so now I'm just going to be going back and trying to redo my baby hairs, but you are basically done your halo braid. So you wouldn't need to do this part because you didn't make the same mistake I did. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. This is a really cute hairstyle and it literally takes like 5 to 10 minutes. So yeah, I hope you guys really like it and see you guys next time.